Today I finished the Ironman World Championship in Kona in 38th place. It was definitely a struggle of a day, but I learned a lot and I'm super happy that I was able to get the finish. So going back to yesterday, pre-race day, everything went smooth. Did my little training, swim, bike, and run. Felt fine and everything, and the body was ready to go. So race morning, all pretty smooth. Headed down there about 4:30. There's quite a bigger procedure here because there's like more bottle stations and stuff like that for us. So there's a little bit more like bottle drops and time in transition to get ready.
Heck is Jackson Laundry. What's going on, man?
How you doing? Good. Yeah, it's exciting morning here at my first Ironman World Championship. So it's gonna be my best Ironman World Championship ever, no matter what. So there's no negative thoughts in my head today. It's just awesome.
Dude, you had a little twinkle in your eye when you said first World Championship. You pumped?
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Like this is what we all watch on TV, and we think, what the heck is this sport? Like this is the coolest thing ever. Why are these guys killing themselves out here for 8 to 16 hours? And that's when we start figuring out that this might be something we want to do. So it's pretty special to be here. And yeah, like I said, it's all positive for me. I'm in a great headspace, and no matter what happens out there, I'm with racing the best athletes in the world, and there's no shameful position to finish here. So for me, that makes it easy for me to just do my absolute best and just go for it.
This is a dude who did one Ironman a few years ago, kind of after a great race at St. George 70.3 World Championships. And beginning of this year, he was like, I don't think I'm going to do any Ironman, and this is your fourth. So you're a veteran now, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a veteran. I might be the only guy here. This is my fourth. I don't know for sure. There's probably a couple, but I've definitely learned a lot this year at the distance. And, I think this was the year I was ready for it, and I just hadn't come around to it yet. And once the Ironman series sort of motivated me to jump in and try it, I've really fallen in love with the distance. And I haven't quite nailed one perfect yet, so this is the perfect time to do it.
This is the right time, man. You're still top 3 in points, yeah? And you've got the opportunity to move up possibly or hold that position?
Yeah, I think so. There's obviously a lot of guys here who don't have 5 races yet, so they'll have a great opportunity to move up. But with a good day here, you can really make some big moves, and I can certainly hold on and definitely looking to hold my position in the top 10. So excited for it, and it's going to get dark out there at some points, but just so happy to have the opportunity that you can't stay negative for too long when you're out here doing literally a World Championship Ironman. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We know you got a lot of stuff to do, so we'll let you get to it.
And I just wanted to make sure I got like lots of body glide, lots of sunscreen, everything to make sure I was going to be as comfortable as possible out there. And brought my swim bands, warmed up with those, did like a minute or two of band work, and I think that was actually really great for me. So we got in the water, they introduced the top pros, and we got in, did a little warm-up, probably swam a couple 100 meters or 200 to 300, and I actually felt good in that time, so I thought, all right, I'm going to be ready for a good swim here. First thing that went a little bit not great was I got nailed by a jellyfish right on my chin here about 5 minutes before the start. So that was actually quite painful. So I was like hoping for the race to start because I knew it would distract me from it, which it did. But I decided to go into a bit of a place away from people in the swim start. I was kind of like a little bit in the middle, and I just knew that being able to get some clean water and then find feet after like 100 meters or so was going to be my best bet, which I did, and I had a good start.
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, the Big Fast Ironman World Championship is a go!
And got right into like a group where I felt like the effort was about right. It was solid, but not overcooking it, and I ended up swimming with like Matt Hansen and I think Thor was in there, and Peter Hemerick, and like a bunch of guys that I normally would be pretty happy to swim with. So felt pretty comfortable getting out. T1, I had to put my sleeves on, which I did pretty smoothly. I didn't have the fastest T1. It was a little on the slower end, but you expect that with the sleeves. But I was 3:45 down out of the water from the leader, which is my best swim this year in a full. And considering you've got the best swimmers in the world here, I was actually like really happy with that. My stroke felt connected. I felt good. So jumped on the bike, pushed pretty hard early to kind of get into that group because I was like last guy to kind of get in there. And then we kind of started going to work on once we got together sort of on the Queen K. We caught Leon Chevalier and like kind of stayed with him, but he just pulled away a little bit. He was a bit, too strong. and me and Gustav and Thor were kind of the three guys at the front of our pack. And it felt comfortable. I felt good. Luckily, it was cloudy at that time, not too hot. And the first, like, I think it was probably good 50K to the bottom of the climb up to Hawi, I was feeling great. Once we got to that climb to Hawi is where I decided to push it, and this was kind of my plan all along. So I was at about 285 watts average getting to the bottom of that climb, and then getting to the top I was at like 292, so I probably did like close to 300 up there, and was able to kind of separate myself from the group. Cam Worf had caught me at that point, and then he kind of went by me after the U-turn, and then on the descent I was like hanging with him, and it was a good pace, it was solid, and I was still like, you know, happy to be with him, and he rode the crosswinds well. It was a little windy, but not too bad. And we were hauling down that hill, and I was stopping at every aid station to get water and a little bit of mortal at certain points. I really nailed my nutrition. I took in so much fluids, quite a bit of sodium, all the carbs I needed, and I think that was critical for me. So that was about 95K that Cam Worf caught me, rode with him till about 110, 112K, and then Trevor caught us, who was quite far back out of the swim. I think he was about 5 minutes behind me. And then he went to the front, and his pace was just relentless. Like, he was really strong, and I still was hanging with those guys for like another 20K, probably about 130K. But between 125 and 130-ish was the uphill section for, you know, 5 to 8 minutes. It was really hot, super sunny, and Trevor was pushing it, and he's so strong, and like, I just pushed to try to stay with them and couldn't do it. And then at like 130K, they dropped me and I kind of blew up. I think it was mostly heat related because my legs weren't feeling too bad, and like I felt like I was in a good spot. And then all of a sudden, like, the lights kind of just went out. So the body was really upset with me for the last hour 15 on the bike. But even though I had really low power for the last hour 15, probably like honestly like 220, 230, I didn't lose a crazy amount of time. Like, I still hung in there on the bike and got off. I think I started the run at about 27th. Unfortunately, Trevor ended up crashing. He was having a great race. That was super disappointing to hear. But I got on the run and just immediately felt so hot. Like, my first few K were like 410, 415 pace, which is like slower even than I hoped I would run here. And the body temp was just so high, and the aid stations, they had ice, but ice won't really bring your temperature back down. Like, it'll maybe keep you at a level if you're okay, but I was just so hot, and like did everything I could to just, you know, try to cool off. And I was honestly, right from the beginning, other than the first few K, I was just trying to hold like under 5 minutes per K, which is crazy to think about, but like as soon as I would try to push it a tiny bit, the body would just be like shutting down. It was just so hot. So that was tough. I did feel a little better after about 8 or 9K and started to get the core temp down a tiny bit and ran not bad for a little while. But it was just, you know, I would walk super slow through every aid station, get a ton of ice water, like fluids, everything I could. Feel like I cooled myself as best I could, and then the ice would kind of last me to the next aid station, but it was just so hard to keep the temp down. So, you know, it was a struggle. I started the run in 27th. I just kind of trudged along. Luckily, me and Jason Pohl were kind of both struggling and going back and forth, and at like 25K, we're like, let's just run together. Let's just, you know, get each other through this, and we kind of ran together from like 25 to 40K.
Here we are, mile 18. And it's crazy, like it's raining over there. Won't make it down here though. We got Jackson and Jason Pohl running together. They're just getting her together. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to anybody but you.
Thanks, buddy.
What would you do right now for a nice ice bath?
I don't know. I'd probably do some things I'd regret.
He would do some things he regrets.
A lot of Ks around 5 minutes or a bit slower, and walking all the aid stations and just trying to get through it. And he ended up dropping me on the last climb up Palani, and I was really hurting there on that up and then the downhill. But then in the last K or last mile or so on the flat part, I actually felt better, like my legs came around, and it finally got cloudy. The breeze picked up a bit, and that really cooled me down the last mile. And I felt, honestly, my last kilometer was like 4:15 or 10 or something. Like I was actually, it was just showing me like how much my limiting factor was just the heat. I prepared the best I could. Obviously, I could have, not done Chattanooga or some of these other races to prepare more, but I think I played my cards the best I could, and I don't think, those things would have made a massive difference. This is my first Kona, super learning experience, and it was just awesome to have all the support, like so many cheers, and that got me through it, especially on that first 10K of the run when I was like, I can't believe I'm running a marathon. Like, I feel horrible. So, super lucky to be able to do this and come out here. We've got the best support crew. Nick did so much for me. Having Livia and Christina and Dad here was awesome. All the support from Zood and all the sponsors and like RTS and everyone out there who knows me and cheers for me. Like, so many people said my name out there, and it's just like, it's so awesome that even when you're having a bad day, like, you're still able to give a positive energy to some other people just by sharing that course with them. And the age groupers freaking just out there pushing it and doing the best they can too, and it just keeps me going. So thanks for all the support. This is this is the end of my season, I think. I probably won't be going to 70.3 Worlds, and I just need a vacation and really a good off season, and refocus for next year. I've had a great year, and 7 out of 10 races went well, and 1 went okay, and a couple didn't go great, and that's the best you can hope for in a season. Next year I'll probably try to race a little bit less and be a little bit more tactical, but lots of time to think about that. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Congrats to everyone who had a great day out there, and everyone who finished. Awesome freaking epic race out here, and time for me to gain a few pounds and just enjoy life for the next week or two. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.